In the latest episode of Cancelled, a podcast hosted by Tana Mongeau and her best friend Brooke Schofield, the topic of David Dobrik came up, and people aren't happy with how Brooke approached it, with many viewers arguing that Brooke seemed to be defending David. Here's what Brooke had to say.
David Dobrik is back and he's fucking ripped. What's that about?
It's so funny seeing people say that it looks like they like it. I thought iPhone stickered his head onto something.
You know what's crazy is I see him often.
Really?
And yeah.
Where?
A lot. Because he's like a big, he works with Paramount a lot and I work with Paramount a lot. Mm-hmm. So I always see him. I see him. Point is I see him a lot. And I remember the last time I saw him being like, he's looking pretty thin. You know, like he's looking a little like, because you see it especially in someone's face when they get like really thin like that, but I always see him in like an outfit. So when I saw him rip out that washboard, imagine my shock.
I think the Zila transformations are great though. You know what I mean? Like that's a slay. Something about David Dobrik's comeback to YouTube and then all of LA lighting on fire just doesn't feel like.
You're blaming David Dobrik for the fires.
It's just weird that Dobrik's is still standing.
I can't get behind this.
So many people are nostalgic to Dobrik's vlogs and watched them and loved them so much. I guess it's just like my personal ties stop me from feeling anything good towards his comeback. You know?
I get
and
that.
like the Views podcast, like I just.
Is it back?
Yeah. And like just, I don't
Honestly,
know. Like, what do you mean you just get to come back scot-free? What do you mean? What do you actually imagine?
Do you think he got to come back scot-free though? He got like,
you're right.
I mean, he definitely took a hit.
He took a hit. I don't mean it like that. I guess
I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying like it's not like he just like nothing happened.
I know. I just think, imagine I took your eye out.
Oh.
And then I never paid you $1, never once said sorry, and never once like just fully validated your emotions, or maybe even came online and validated your emotions, right? And then all of a sudden you one-eyed open your computer to me traveling the 7 wonders of the world. The 7 wonders of the world. Like you see me under the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I don't think that's a wonder, but you see me on, and you're like, well, you don't see me actually, but like
it's not a good look. I'm with you on that one.
I just feel so much empathy for Jeff that it like lights a fire. And I know that there's all the people that say like Jeff's a grown man and he did it himself, and like, okay, but like if that's your best friend, you would still want them to like apologize or give you money and pay for your surgeries, or especially when like the person who did it is a fucking grillionaire.
I think that for me would be the hard part about it, is like watching just the amount of wealth. That would be
like
tough.
Each one of those Teslas is one of the 12 eye surgeries, right? It's just like, it's crazy to just take a break and say nothing. I don't know. I guess just knowing him personally, just knowing like the way he was about those vlogs, like the dirty dom of it all, like Jason Nash, like being like just not the best. And like obviously I think that the style and format of his vlogs will change so much. Like there won't be as much putting people under pressure, making people do crazy things. I think he's smarter than that, and now they'll be more wholesome and happy and stuff, and like that lesson has been learned. But it is just like so crazy to just see him back skipping on the internet. Like I don't know why it has me like.
No, I mean, I know why. Because you're a good friend of Jeff, and like obviously you have a soft spot. Like that's completely understandable. That was a fucking horrible thing that happened, so you don't want like anybody to be able to just come back and be like, sorry about my brain. If it happened to you, I would literally be screaming from the rooftops, like, get away from the fucking Taj Mahal and go to jail. Like, if like something like that happened to you at my hands, I would have like probably had to die or something by now.
No, I mean,
no, just like actually the guilt would eat me alive. That's the only reason. Like I never want to say like I have sympathy in the situation, but like the way that I would feel if I did that to somebody, I have to assume that he feels that way as well. You hope.
Yeah, and just knowing his personality, I'm just like,
you don't think he does?
No. And that's like what, like you don't feel guilty, you don't feel sad, you just want it to go away. You want people,
really?
You want the Trishas of the world and the me's of the world and the Jeffs of the world to just shut up about it, and you want to sell your fucking Prince Street pizza, you know? Like it's like,
I sound like I'm just like an apologist right now, and that is not the angle I'm going for.
And
at
I'm
all.
clearly coming in very hot. Like you're like, you're playing a game right now where you're like dodging the balls I'm throwing at you. Like I understand.
Well,
completely.
I don't know. Again, it's more one of those things where it's like I feel still like my cancellation is too fresh for me to come at anybody else's cancellation. You know what I mean?
I completely disagree, and maybe I'm wrong.
Jeff Wittek, the former friend that David injured, was one of these people that wasn't happy about Brooke's take. So much so that he called up Tana while on his own podcast to confront her about what her co-host had done, urging Tana to get rid of Brooke as her co-host for the offense.
You stuck up for me with Brooke against your co-host that I thought was my friend too, but all of a sudden she's
Wait, what? Can you say that again? You cut out, and I want to be careful with my response.
You stuck up for me with your co-host Brooke was, I guess, siding with the fucking devil over there. And you were like,
I stand 10 toes down for Jeff. I think she's just afraid of controversy, you know?
Well, then get out of this game.
Yeah, this game ain't for you then, girl. You ain't gonna make it.
You should have Brooke on and you guys should work it out on the remix. I just, this could add to your ship a little turmoil. You like that.
Nah, she's trying to get in that pool. And I'm
Whack. Her co-host.
You know who you should get rid of? Your co-host.